All right, peeps. Today we're going to talk a little bit more about area. We're also going to, well, these are still area problems, but they have a little bit of a different representation, I guess I would say. Um, on your test, you'll see a couple different questions that are still finding the area, but instead of giving you regular whole numbers or just decimal numbers, they give you either pieces that are broken apart. This has two different numbers, or like I'll show you guys later, they give you guys a mixed number, which is a fraction, which is a whole number with a fraction. But remember, we have to divide those fractions. It's been a long time since we've done that, so I'm going to show you guys that in just a second. So on these first ones, the first thing you need to do is look at what type of shape you have and find the area formula. Now, this is still a rectangle, even though this is broken up on the bottom. So a rectangle formula is still length times width. Remember, it doesn't matter which one you say is your length or your width. I like to say the shorter side is my width. So I'm going to change that W into the number 7. My length really isn't too complicated. I have two values here. One of them measures here to here, it says 6 centimeters. The other one measures from here to here, that says 8 centimeters. So if I'm measuring from here all the way to this side, 6 plus 8 gives me 14 centimeters on the bottom. So my length would be 14, and now I just do my math like normal. 7 times 14 is 98, so this would be 98 centimeters squared. It works similarly on the triangle, y'all. So on the triangle over here, hopefully you guys can see those numbers. I have a height and I have my base. The formula is base times height divided by 2, or if you like to do half times base times height, either one of those works. I've been teaching divided by 2 in class because it seems to be easier for people to remember. Base, well, I have a 3 and a 4. 3 plus 4 is 7 total feet for my base, times my height, which is 5, and then divided by 2. 7 times 5 is 35 divided by 2. And half of 35, or 35 divided by 2, is 17.5 feet. 5 are terrible today. Squared. Yeah, so very basically, once you've added the bases or added the lengths, whatever part it's asking you to, you just do the regular area formula like we've been practicing. I'm going to show you guys two different examples over here. On this board, we are still just finding area, but there's another little extra piece you have to do. And this might give some people some trouble because I know some people are still struggling with their division skills. Now, this is a rectangle. It's a terrible one because that should be straighter. But we still need to do length times width. I'm going to say my width is 6. My length is 8 3/4. So 8 is the whole number. So my number is actually going to be 8 point something. I need to figure out what 3/4 is. To figure that out, we have to divide. Hopefully you guys remember we talked about dividing. It's been a while, but top in, bottom out. If I have 3/4, the top number goes in, the bottom number goes outside. 4 does not go into 3. 4 goes into 30 7 times. That's 28. Subtract. I get 2. Bring down one more 0. 4 goes into 20 5 times. Sorry, I scrunched that in. I didn't want to ruin this triangle. So this is 0.75, which means 8 3/4 is actually 8.75. 8.75 times 6. I will show you the math for that just in case you want to see it. 8.75 times 6 should be lined up like this. You don't have to line up your decimal points when you're multiplying. 6 times 5 is 30. 6 times 7 is 42. Sorry. 6 times 7, is that where I am? Yeah, 6 times 7 is 42 plus 3. Can't do math. It's 45. 6 times 8 is 48. Plus 4 is 52. Put it on top of 2 numbers behind the decimal. 52.50 millimeters squared. I'll rewrite that for you. That's hard to see. 52.50 millimeters squared. And sorry if that's a lot of red on the board there, y'all. But like I said, basically, we started with 8 3/4. We knew 8 was going to be my 8. 3/4 we divided to make 0.75. And then we just did the length times width. 8.75 times 6. That's my answer. Last problem I want to show you. I'm going to erase all this red stuff, though, before I do this next problem. That way it's not crowding my board. All right, and this last one works the exact same way. This is a triangle, which is base times height divided by 2. My base is 7 2/4. So my base is 7 point something times 6 divided by 2. Let's find out what 2/4 is. Top in, bottom out. 4 does not go into 2. 4 goes into 25 times, which makes 20, so I'm done. 7 2/4 is actually 7.5. Now we just do the math to figure it out. 7.5 times 6. That's 45. And 45 divided by 2, or half of 45, is 22.5 yards squared. Online peeps, this math will take y'all a little bit of time, but y'all please take your time, do your steps. You should get a good grade on this. Also, please make sure you do the other assignment for today. There's going to be 2 assignments. They shouldn't be that long, either of them. If you have any questions, please either join me on Zoom or send me an email. Thanks, y'all.